I think for many of you, you may have received information on why we're here, but if you look to my right, I think there's no question, and we'll go through in the next few minutes of exactly why we're here and why we're here to celebrate. First, I want to welcome you all to Workforce Investment Network's Earn and Learn Summer Program Celebration. Let me first say thank you and welcome to our distinguished guests. We have Mayor Ward, Mayor Luttrell, Superintendent Hopson, and our Workforce Development Board members are here also. I see some of you back there, Austin. I know Chairman Gibson will be here as well. I also saw members of the Chamber and the Greater Memphis Alliance for Competitive Workforce. Sonny is here, and our business partners as well. I also see members from our partners that you'll hear from also today, from Creating IT Futures in Shelby County School District. To our parents that came out to celebrate this wonderful event, thank you for allowing us to work with your kids, your young men and women over the last 8 weeks. During this short event today, you will hear from our mayors on the importance of preparing our workforce, our young people for tomorrow's jobs. You will hear from Superintendent Hopson, superintendent of one of the largest school districts in the country, about the need of connecting today's learning with tomorrow's careers and opportunities. You will also hear from our partner, Creating IT Futures, about how important this experience right here in Memphis is growing our future IT pipeline. We believe that we have the blueprint to what a successful model can and should be, not only in IT, but in all career sectors when it comes to partnering with local government, organizations like Greater Memphis Alliance for Competitive Workforce, our local chamber, and our workforce development agencies. Partnering with our public school systems, we believe that we can build a future pipeline, and right here is proof of what that success looks like. Earlier this year, President Obama announced that Memphis would be one of only 21 cities selected to serve as a tech hire pilot cities. The goal of this initiative is to introduce more women and minorities to the technology sector. We've invited some of those who are working with our veterans and working with young men and women throughout Shelby County to participate in today's event, because it's individuals like that that are making a difference to make sure that Memphis can live up to the billing of being a future tech hire city. With that, and not wanting to take any more of your time than necessary, I want to bring up Mr. Superintendent Hopson to give a few words about the students that we're here to recognize this afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon. First, let me just say how proud I am of these wonderful students. And as I look over some of the students, some of these students are actually on my student advisory committee. If you're on my committee, would you raise your hand? I appreciate you all so much. I mean, you know, we often talk about decisions that impact students, and we oftentimes get to ask them to do some of the most thoughtful, smart, energetic go-getters that I think I've ever met. So I'm just so proud of each and every one of you all. I'm also so proud of both of our mayors, our business partners, for recognizing the importance of partnering to ensure that our students have all options available to them as they matriculate to this thing called life. We know that our goal at the Shelby County Schools is to make sure that our students are college or career ready. We also understand that with the changing workforce that there are so many opportunities out there for young people, and because of the leadership Mr. Woods has shown in support of both mayors and in support of some of our business partners, these wonderful young people have gotten a wonderful opportunity to be exposed to areas that they may not have otherwise been exposed to. So just really from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of Shelby County, I want to thank each and every one of you all for participating, making this a reality for these students. And last but not least, the parents of these students, could you please stand and be recognized?
Thank you, parents here.
So thank you all so much for entrusting us with your most precious commodities. You have wonderful babies. They've done a wonderful job. And we're just glad to be able to be in this with each and every one of you all. Thank you all so much for being here. And I think we turn over to our wonderful leaders.
Thank you. All right, Mayor, before I go, I want to have one other person present real quick. Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Think about Mr. Superintendent Hopson. When we first received the funding from the state allocation to do a summer work experience, the biggest challenge that came about was, where's the job site? And mayors, with the help of both mayors, we're going to be talking to our business leaders as we open the doors to more opportunities in the IT particular career path. We're going to need our businesses at the table to say, let's give our young folks an opportunity to get a chance to work in this particular career path, and we'll need you at the table. And to be honest, many of you have already stepped up. But in the essence of time, I reached out to Superintendent Hopson and said, hey, listen, I got 20 students. They're going to be making about $13 an hour, and we need them working in a key industry sector. And he said, let's make it happen. And so we were quickly able to identify a job site. For those who work in the IT field for Shelby County Schools, can you please stand up? I know I got a few of you guys in the back. And this would not have been possible without you. Mayors, superintendent, each and every day, not only did they receive these students, they made sure they had a safe and great working environment. They helped make sure this event was set up, ready to go. Your chief academic officer had this room reserved, and she said, you know, maybe we can wait a few extra minutes and give these kids the time to be recognized. So we appreciate that. And so we couldn't have done this without you in the school district this year. So thank you for stepping up and making that happen. So for the other parents that aren't here yet, they're probably waiting you guys to get your next paycheck. Because I can tell you, I was talking to one of our business leaders earlier, and we sure the heck was making almost $13 an hour over the course of the summer. So have you guys enjoyed that piece of the learning experience? Is that the best part? All right. So Mayor, before you guys come up, if it's okay, I want to bring up Eric Larson. Creating IT Futures Foundation. And the reason he has a short 3-minute conversation he wants to have with you all, because they stepped up with the resources, Mr. Superintendent and Mr. Mayors, because it would not have happened if they hadn't said, let's bring the dollars to Shelby County. Kevin, we like this idea, we like this model, we like what you're doing with Steve and the conversations that's happening with our local Boys and Girls Club. We think we can make this happen, and we're willing to put the support behind it to make it happen. And so again, because of that, many of these young men and women sitting here right now will walk away with IT certifications in the field. So with that, I bring you Eric Larson. Thank you.
All right. So, again, my name is Eric Larson. I represent Creating IT Futures Foundation. We're a 501c3 charity. We're actually based in Chicago, though I work out of Raleigh, North Carolina. I actually grew up down Highway 72 in Florence, Alabama, if you've heard of Alabama. There's always that sort of tug of war, Tennessee, Alabama. So it's always great to come home, really. It feels like coming home always to Memphis when people are so welcoming. So I had the benefit of meeting the students about 3 weeks ago. I was visiting my folks in Florence, and I drove up and got to know a good number of them. And though this is an IT program where they're learning technology and how computers work from the inside, I'm under no illusion that all of them are going to go into IT careers. When I was talking to them, I learned that one of them wants to be a biologist, another wants to be a doctor. In the bunch, you have future engineers, physical therapists, even someone who says she's going to be a Supreme Court justice. And I wouldn't doubt it. You know, so only a few said, yeah, technology is my thing. That's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. But that's okay. It's okay because knowing how computers work, being comfortable with technology can help in any job or career, right? You can be that biologist who uses technology to discover new life. You can be that doctor who uses technology to diagnose and treat patients. Be a technologist is the word we use. Be a technologist no matter what your chosen career, because that's going to be reflected in the jobs you're offered, and it's going to be reflected in your paycheck. Because we all know that technology infiltrates every single walk of life, every single job that you can get these days. So what I'd like to say is you may not have computers as your main passion, but you're good at it now, okay? So leverage that. There are companies that will pay you for those skills. And if you're in college, which it sounds like most everyone here is college bound, you can get a job right your freshman year on the IT help desk, helping students and staff and faculty with their computers, earn good money. That will keep you in college. You may know the statistics that almost half of people who start college don't graduate in 6 years. And mainly that's because college is expensive. It's expensive to pay the tuition, it's expensive to pay the living expenses. So you've got a new tool in your toolbox. Don't take that for granted. Though it may seem easy for you, knowing your way around software and hardware, it's not easy for most of us. We need your help. And so leverage that. And remember that even if it's not your passion, make it your practical choice of a job to help fund those other passions you might have, whether it's travel, cars, or music, or philanthropy, whatever it is that you really feel most earnest about. Know that you can always turn to your IT skills to take you to the next level and help you get ahead in life and help your family. So, honorable mayors, superintendent, Mr. Superintendent, and friends at WIN, thank you so much for the opportunity to allow Creating IT Futures to be part of this. We got called by the Boys and Girls Club to kind of help them think through their IT programming, and it was a bonus to get to know the folks at Workforce Investment Network and the schools here in Shelby County to put together something that is maybe kind of new and different, but we've learned a lot. A lot of these students are still testing, so wish them good luck, even as you congratulate them today for 8 weeks of hard learning and hard work. I think it was Abraham Lincoln who said, most people are about as happy as they want to be. I think we can all be about as successful as we want to be, but we've got to want it. And I just look forward to seeing Memphis keep achieving in the IT space. We want to be part of that success too, and I hope we can be a part. Thank you very much.
Eric, thank you for those comments. At this point, we have a city mayor who part of his one of his priorities is investing in our youth, and I knew that I would be charged with taking these dollars and making sure that our young people benefited from them greatly. And with that, I would ask Mayor A.C. Warden to come up and give a few words. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Wood, our great WIN Director, Mayor Luttrow, Mr. Superintendent, and all the sponsors. Thank you so much for working with us in a real pioneering program that is bound to grow and meet a real and confirmed need. Your training is not, I'm speaking of the 23 stars here, it's not for something that might happen in the future, but the future is now. Everything that you've learned you can use now and certainly in the future. Just the basic functions of life. I know Steve just said, Eric just said, well, you may not use the computer, that may not be your field, but before long you won't be driving your cars. I mean, they've got these cars that will drive themselves. And like Mayor Luttrow way back in the country, you have to get out and change your tire or something. Now you just have to reach under there and there'll be a gadget on it that's driving you around. So that's the world you're going to be in. You will need it. Whatever you're going to go into. Where's the Supreme Court Justice? You're going to need it. Believe it or not, you're going, and Superintendent Hopson is a lawyer. He knows a lawyer doesn't know high tech is a pitiful lawyer, and certainly Supreme Court Justice. So whatever, if you're going to live, you're going to need it. Let me tell a little story, do a little name drop, and I'm particularly indebted to Kevin Wood on this. This is real name dropping here. I got a call, or maybe an email from the White House said, we need you to come up here. Well, it was during the budget. Was it during my budget? I simply could not leave. So they called again and said, you need to get up here. I said, I can't. I'm just, isn't that pound for turn the president? How about that? But in any event, I eventually said, look, I have to send somebody because I had to deliver my budget on that day. So I said, Kevin, I need you to go to the White House for me. What? I said, go to the White House for me. I was busy trying to tell him on that Saturday night what to do. Well, lo and behold, I think Doug Scott.
Chief Porter and double both devices.
They went up, and then they did more in a couple of days than I've done in I don't know how many times up there. Give Kevin and Chief Porter a round of applause for more. We're one of 21 cities, one of 21 cities in the Tech Hire program. And to our 23 stars year, with your success, we'll now be able to say to everybody, this is a program that is well worth it. It meets a real need. Greater Memphis Alliance for a Competitive Workforce. I saw Sonny somewhere earlier who's working with that, along with Dr. Glenn Fenton. The jobs are demanding. It is critical that you have the skills that you have developed. And in addition, not only was it learning, but you were also earning. You've heard that the city of Memphis has got a little financial pinch. We're not like the county. They got more money than know what to do with it. So if any of you earned a little extra money that you don't need, can you help a brother out? But great. It's a great experience. Congratulations to everybody who made this program possible. And that's still your responsibility to introduce the next speaker.
Please, absolutely. Yes, I know you guys are good at that.
All good causes have great partners, and this is a great cause, and we've got the greatest partner in the Honorable Mark Luttrell, Mayor of Shelby County, Tennessee.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Wharton, and certainly Kevin, Commissioner Woods, thank you so much for your initiative here. Superintendent Hopson, goodness, you have a full plate, but it's an exciting plate. It's an exciting plate. You know, I think what events like this really emphasizes and what it points out is the necessity for those collaboratives that can align the needs of our community with the priorities of our education system. And certainly to Eric Larson and his team, Eric, this is precisely what we mean when we talk about alignment of the needs of the community with the priorities of our education system. To certainly those of you who are being honored today, congratulations for 8 weeks. You know, the state of the art of information and learning is moving so fast. Mayor, I don't know about you, but in the small town that I grew up in, we didn't have kindergarten. We didn't know what kindergarten was. But when I went to the first grade is when I learned to read and write. And that was just the way it was back in the small towns back a few years ago. And I look today at my 3-year-old grandson who already knows his passwords to his computer, that getting into all these programs. And you realize that just the state of the art of learning is so much more advanced today. It is getting more advanced every day. I think, Superintendent Hopson, the challenge that you all have in the education system is keeping up with the advance in technology and keeping up with the advance in student learning and their capacity to learn. To this group here, congratulations for what you've accomplished in your high school years, but more importantly, what you're going to be doing over the next 2 to 3 years to take this unique experience that you've had with WIN and really apply it to your goals for life. Reference has been made to the Competitive Workforce Alliance that we have, that we've just undertaken, which we as a community are really striving to align the needs of this workforce, these young men and women here, align the things that they have learned with the demands of the workforce across our great community. So indeed, this is a day to celebrate the collaboration. It's a day to celebrate the advances that we're making in education. Kevin, it's a day to celebrate the great work that you do with WIN and really highlighting the progress that can be made throughout our community. You know, the challenges that we face here in Memphis and Shelby County are not unique to us. They're the same issues that you find in urban America, across America. But I think the distinction between progressive cities is events like this, where we can highlight what our youth are doing, the progress that they're making, the great strides that our education system is making. By reading the paper this morning, Superintendent, the progress being made, your comments that there's still much to be done. That's the spirit that continues to move us forward. So it's a good day for us in so many ways. It's a good day particularly for these seniors, rising seniors, for what they've accomplished. It's a good day for the collaboration of private and public resources. And it's just a good day for the future of our community when we see the potential for these young people going forward.
I think the mayor mentioned, but Chief Porter, thank you for all your help with this project as well. You know, we had a good time in DC, but at the end of the day, we knew we had to come back here and get the work done. I know that this event today, the food that's about to be served would not have been possible without the help of you and the Shelby County School District. So I would be remiss not to thank you for your work, and I appreciate it.
I just want to thank everyone here. You've all helped make this possible in some way, shape, or form. I'm very grateful for that. I've been in Memphis for about 7 weeks with these kids. It's been a pretty great experience. A lot of really, really bright kids here. Had a few issues, but we managed to overcome all of them. Lots of transportation problems, and a lot of them are still coming out of high school and getting into college. So may not have their own car to get around with, but they've made it happen. They've showed up. They've put in the effort. They've been doing a lot of studying even when I'm not around. I can tell because they tell me about it, which is good. I like to hear that. But most of them were certified into IT fundamentals. We're working on the A+ with them as well. A lot of them will be testing next week, so we talk to many of them after we're done here today to make sure and wish them good luck. I don't think we'll need the luck, but it doesn't hurt. So with this group, I'm reminded of this quote. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. These guys are making excellence a habit. They've put in the effort. We've had to change locations a lot. We've been doing a lot of work in the field, combined with class time. Even after lunch, they'll be paying attention later in class, which is a good thing. But they consistently put in the extra effort, and I'm very appreciative of that. And they're all going to do fantastic. So thank you for your time.
My name is Steve Bargiacchi. I'm the CEO of Protect Systems Group. We're a local IT firm here in Memphis, and we have been working for quite a while on trying to put IT training in the Boys and Girls Club here in Memphis. And it has been a much harder process than what I thought it was going to be at first. But we hooked up with the Creating IT Futures Foundation and got the ball rolling. And what really is exciting about this is that then we hooked up with Kevin at WIN, and then we hooked up with the Shelby County Schools and the city and county governments to put this whole thing together to where it was a real team, and it came together very quickly. And I came out a couple times and had lunch with the kids, and we ate some pizza, and it was just amazing at how the kids were so into it. Ben did a great job and had a great rapport with the kids, and it's just a fantastic thing. We're excited about it. We're trying to use this as the prototype to continue this program in the Technical Training Center at the Boys and Girls Club in the fall, and to keep this going. But we need everybody to work together. There's a lot of different people doing a lot of different things, and if we can use WIN and the other groups to bring us all together to make it happen, I feel like the future is bright for the IT world here in Memphis, and the kids are amazing. That's all I can say. The first time I walked in, I could just feel the energy, and I don't know, it just motivated me that much more to make this program successful. So I appreciate everything everybody did, and just the fact that everybody came together is a great message here. So thank you very much.
Again, thanks, Steve, not only for being a great partner with this program, but on many occasions him and his company provided lunch for the team. So I made sure that every time they scheduled lunch, I made sure I was actually available. So if they wanted to have it while I was out of town, I made sure we rescheduled that important meeting to participate. So again, you've been a great partner, Steve, and hopefully we can continue the success of this program. As we come to a close on this program, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again for taking the time here, especially I know having to drive them to different job sites. I know that's a challenge in itself, transportation being such a barrier to us being able to get to work and be successful. So thank you for those. I know they appreciate your commitment to making sure they were able to get to work each and every day. With that, we want to go ahead and recognize them. I think Monica, and first of all, my WIN team, if you could just show a quick show of hands. We do not have the success without you, and thank you for being here as well. I see other board members, Vincent Lee, who's just showing up, chamber members, Andre Dean, who's here. And if I didn't recognize anyone, again, isn't that my good friend with Juice Plus? How you doing, Paul? You back there quiet. We need you as a partner at the table, of course. You do great work for the Boys and Girls Club, so thank you for participating in today's event as well. So with that, we just want to pass out certificates. We don't have to worry about pizza today. We stepped it up. We got Chick-fil-A for lunch today, guys. That's why Superintendent Hopson doesn't know I'm pledging leaving the tab with him. But let's go ahead and get started with these certifications. As we call the names, mayors, you guys can just, sorry, Superintendent Hopson, you guys can shake hands real quick if you got time. All right. Good, you do? All right, good deal. So we'll, okay. So Monica will call the names out, and we'll make sure they get handed out. You got the names there? How about we stand up front so they can actually see us? Is that okay? Well, how you want us to do this? How about just here? Is that okay?
Yep, that's fine. First we have Ms. Jordan Benson.
All right, Jordan, congratulations.
We have Mr. Terry Ford. Ms. Marissa Gooden. Ms. Dacia Humes. Mr. Joshua Johnston. Mr. Stephen Mitchell. Ms. Tyra Neal. Ms. Abo Nibick. Ms. Samantha Rayo. Samantha Rayo. We have Ms. Kanisha Reed. And a video. Mr. Trenton Rooks.
Oh, come on now. We can't leave that up there.
Mr. Antonio Taylor. Mr. Brennan Taylor. Mr. Robert Thigpen. Ms. Basha Thomas. Ms. Rhea Thomas. Lashandra Townsell. And last but not least, Ms. Taylor Williams.
Can we give her another big round of applause?
Thank you all, Superintendent, your staff, your team, business community here today. Again, my friend Sonny, for the last minute I called, asked him to show up. Aligning the work of Shelby County Schools and the work of our workforce development team is critical to all of Shelby County. So again, thank you for your time today. Is the food set up? Food's in the hallway. Stick around, get something to eat, and thank you for your time. Thank you. Bye now.